briefly touch about this and just to say to the Taoiseach, I wouldn't even call him Taoiseach, Micheál Martin, that he is a disgrace for what he did. As you know, there was children from Donegal went up, the protest outside Dáil today. They had letters for no before they get into that in a second. They had letters for other ministers about about the houses literally crumbling during the night. And obviously you would say the came a crowd journey from Donegal having to leave the house early in the morning to go up to Dáil just postly to see some of the ministers and tell them about what they're going through, how they're going through, and living in the houses that are literally collapsing around them. Um, and we do have video evidence, and I'm inclined to believe the Mica campaigners. They did say they contacted Norma Foley, the Taoiseach's office, other minister's office, to say that they were going to be there. They just didn't randomly turn up. They let them know. So he could be there, or some of his representatives could have been there. And he was there. He wasn't let to the house the same as Norma Foley. They were there today. But again, it was stated in the Dáil record, and again, this is the thing that annoyed me about the Taoiseach. He stated in the Dáil record that he's seen no reply. There's a video up if you check on the Mica Twitter pages or on Facebook, any part of the Mica videos and the Mica protests on Facebook. You see that they did, and I'm inclined to believe them. I give because again, I highly doubt the line, and I would not believe Micheál Martin, because again he's a snake, the same as the rest of them. They just slither away when they don't want to talk to people, when they don't want to see people who are suffering. They don't like talking to people who are suffering. Again, they don't want to see what they don't want to see. I suppose that's the way I put it. But again, it is very shameful. It is very, very shameful because them kids came up. Again, it was majority were kids, young kids from national school, some of them secondary school, took off time of school to go up and say to and again I give Norma Foley a bit of credit, and Minister Roderick O'Gorman. They did come out, but the only reason why they probably came out was the press. It didn't look very well on them not to come out. It doesn't look well on the Taoiseach. He should be being blasted in the media for not coming out. And as far as I know, maybe he did come out in the meantime. I don't know if they're still there at the moment. But they were there this morning. They were there up until 1 o'clock, as far as I'm aware. But it is Norma Foley came out. And the children obviously had letters and things like that to Minister Foley and to Minister Roderick O'Gorman, probably to other TDs and to probably Micheál Martin and Leo. And in fairness, I give her a bit of credit, Norma Foley. I don't like Norma Foley. She's the one I don't like the most. But Micheál Martin, really, it's shame on him, really shame on Leo, and say shame on Norma Foley and the rest and the whole lot of them. You think she would have went out and talked to every one of the children. But she was, as far as I know, she was there a few minutes. She took a few pictures. The cameras took a few pictures of her trying to be concerned, trying to care. Again, Norma Foley has no empathy for anybody. So basically they ran back into Letz's house. As one of the Mica protesters said, they ran straight back into Letz's house as soon as that was over. The photographs were taken, which is typical of Irish politicians. When they get the photographs taken, they don't want to know you. That's the thing. It's the same with the elections. When they come around for the elections, then they won't see them for the next 4 years until the next election comes, and then they become crying to your door saying, "Fuck me in, I need to get in." Again, this is when that's when you're seeing them. But again, that's the only time you ever seen them. When they get votes again, that's why they took the photographs. But maybe they did genuinely. Maybe she did genuinely care. But if I was in her position, and I don't mean to criticize, but again, I would have went and talked to every one of the children, took the letters and read the letters. And probably even reply. Sent the letter back and found out their address and sent the letter back in response, or even talked to them, or even read in front of them to see what what the letter said or whatever. Or you've just asked, again, probably no questions asked about school. How's school going? Are you worried about school? And how you coping with school and everything? Not one probably question for Norma Foley. Again, as one of them said, she basically just took a few letters and then went back into Let's House. And again. Again, I'm sure she didn't have much else to do. Norma Foley, the Taoiseach went into that. I'm sure they didn't have much else to do. What would they be doing that's more important than talking to people whose houses are literally collapsing around them? What is more important than that? And then especially children, young people coming to the door to say to them, our house where I live is crumbling to the ground. Again, the very little empathy, this government. Because you think they would. Again, whatever they were doing, I'm sure whatever they were doing is not that important. Whatever the TDs were doing, normal 40. I'm sure they didn't do that much today. I'm sure they could have went around to talk to every one of the children individually if they wanted to, if they wished to. I'm sure that was feasible. I'm sure they were there, a majority of the day that in normal 40 in the West. I'm sure they were there. But again, this is just the thing, to have no empathy, this government. Again, maybe they did, maybe I haven't seen half of the videos, but from what I gather and what I can see, I might just play a bit of it if I can get the recording. Actually, I don't have it with me at the moment. It was there, but where is it gone now? That's the question. I actually don't know. I had it there. I was looking at it there. I was listening to the campaigner. Can't remember his name now, but I'm terrible with names. But basically they did, and I'm inclined to believe them. I'm inclined to believe that they did email. I'm sure they did email the offices of the Taoiseach and probably the offices of Norma Foley and Roger Gorman and probably the ministers, to say they would be there on a certain date at a certain time, if they could come out and meet them, or come out and talk to them. But again, that's it seems to be too much for these TDs and ministers. But let me know what you think, and hopefully, please God, again, there was a report. There's a report still going on at the moment. Probably due before the House of the Oireachtas soon. About what they're going to do, about how much percentage they're going to pay towards it, and like 100%, those are going to be 5% or whatever. Like it should be 100%, because we can't have these people paying again for a house. As they already have paid for a house, and it's not fair. That's a simple stand. It's not fair for people. And again, as somebody said to me once, and as somebody said in the comments, if that was in Dublin, they'd be rushing to do it. Again, it's a country. It's in the country. They don't really care about the country. The two uppish in Dublin, in the government in Dublin, the two uppish, the two focused on Dublin. They're not caring about the country. If that was in Dublin, don't worry, it'd be done in a week. It wouldn't be going on so long to have it sorted in a week. But yeah, let me know what you're taking. Subscribe for more, and bye.